Welcome to Off Track, the motorcycle racing podcast, brought to you in proud partnership with J&S Accessories and B-Moto Motorcycle Insurance.
The issues that you can get very good riders going to teams that are a second-rate rider in that team at that time. So the emphasis isn't on them. The emphasis on, who's doing the business the year before, and they're continuing with that, and they're introducing a new rider. So all of a sudden, I had it very much when I went to Kawasaki with Jonathan, 6 times world champion. I come back from British Championship to Worlds, and that bike was capable of winning. He proved it 6 years in a row, but it was proved to be winning on if you rode it like Jonathan Rea. That team was in it for him to ride it that way. That wins races. So me coming there, I was like, okay, I'll completely change my style. I'll ride it that way. And if I had a 3-day test, I could adapt myself to half-match Jonathan at a track. But at a race weekend where you've got 2 40-minute sessions, to adapt my natural style to ride the Kawasaki like Jonathan, just because then that is a proven winning package, was very difficult in year one. I needed another year to kind of like understand how to ride it, learn and progress from that. And I think a lot of people who make the jump, a lot of teams are that way. They've got a way of it needs to be ridden. And as a rider, that's sometimes difficult where, with the electronics and everything else, I did need to ride it that way because that's how it was set up. But to try and figure that as a rider, it is sometimes difficult. Do
you think, to sort of hone in on that point a little bit about, because I feel like Johnny's kind of an exception in World Superbike as well. And he's on the same, you can't really put the two riders on the same pedestal as such, because it's completely different disciplines with Marquez in MotoGP and Johnny in World Superbike. But right now we're seeing a change of change in the guard in a sense where Ducati's now starting to come on top of the world in both classes. Do you think maybe Kawasaki's downfall and Honda's HRCs in MotoGP has been, they have put so much focus into a freak of nature that now new riders are coming along like Mir, Pol Espargaro, no mugs to riding a motorcycle. Has that been their downfall? Because now all of a sudden we're seeing new riders taking it to another level again, that their development is almost stuck or behind a little bit in that sense.
I think the issues that you're talking about there is Mark has been capable of winning. So people at HRC, for instance, with Mark and Kawasaki with Jonathan, they've been winning with whatever they've been doing, and everyone else has moved on. Not necessarily there's better riders on other manufacturers than them, but the manufacturer's been trying to beat Marc Marquez. So Honda's been winning, Johnny's been winning with Kawi, and that bike's pretty much not really moved on like everybody else. Everyone else has been trying to beat them, and they've progressed and moved on. Johnny's riding the best he's ever ridden. But Ducati's now beating him, and that's because Ducati's progressed, and the package with him and Alvaro, they've got a better package, I believe, and that's why the results are the way they are. And it's the same with Mark, when you sit back in racing, everyone improves every year. And if you don't make those steps, you will not only not be winning, you'll be 4th or 5th, 6th. It's easy to drop back. And I think when you've got someone very, very talented, you still need that drive to keep progressing. And, eventually it catches up with people that obviously emphasize all the results on a very talented rider like Johnny or Marc Marquez.